Okay, that's fine. I am guilty. Because I can't resist to tell you about HTML and CSS. I thought I got this cool analogy and I want to share with you. Now, even if you're not intending to become a programmer, this might be just one of those cool information to grasp. So bear with me for a second. If this is your first time of listening to my show, welcome. I'm glad to have you, and I really appreciate your time that you put in to listen to me. So I have this I think it's cool in terms of giving you an image of what HTML and CSS do for websites. Now, I probably should tell people what HTML and CSS is. So HTML and CSS are what you need to do sites. If you want to build a website, you need to know those programming languages in order to be able to build a site. So any site you go on the internet has some kind of HTML and CSS. And it's highly recommended that you begin with HTML and CSS when you are beginning from zero to become something, to know something about programming. That is a starting point. And that's why I'm really interested. I'm really fascinated by what these languages do. And I think I got a cool analogy to describe what they are, hopefully to give an image of what HTML and CSS is. Now, to the analogy. How many of you have ever seen the process of making block for building? If you live in the West, blocks are not common because houses aren't built on blocks for at least half of the country. So I will get to you. I will get that to you. Let me start with the block. How do you make block? I know in Nigeria, people need sand, cement, and some kind of gravel. Some kind of sand that has a mixture of stones, a little bit of stones. You mix those three, and plaster sand as well. Just sand, stone, and cement. You mix it, and you have a molding, more like you have the molder. The molder is a 3D shaped material that you put the mixture of those things I've said into it, and it renders you a block. It carries the shape of the molder, or basically a container. It carries the shape of the container. So that's how I know that they make blocks in Nigeria. Now consider the materials for making the block. I mixed water, so water, cement, some rocks, and sand. Those are equivalent to HTML in programming language, in building sites. Those are the materials is the HTML. The CSS is the molder, is the container. As soon as you pass the HTML through the molder, the sand, the mixture of those things into the molder, it gives you what is shapeless, really non-appealing to look. Now it gives you something more appealing to look at. Now, if you are from the West, and when I say the West, I mean, or anyone really who hasn't have or seen any seen live processes of making a block. Take for example the 3D. That is one of the recent technology that is making name. 3D. Well, you have your material, you pass it through the 3D machine, and it gives you the object, really fine shaped object, whatever the object is, whatever the shape, whatever the 3D machine is printed. So you are taking material that are not appealing to look at, passing it through the 3D machine to give you something really appealing, something really nice. Now, that material is the HTML, and the CSS is a 3D machine. That is the analogy that I came up with. I have been practicing to learn how to. That is not what I want to say. I have been practicing to become a website developer for about 2 weeks now, and I am really into it. I spend tons and tons of hours. Obviously, that's exaggerating, but yeah, I spent a lot of hours practicing, and so far, this is what I came up with. This is how HTML and CSS make sense to me, and I wanted to share it with you. Yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey for me. It excites me. Like I said, I'm trying this out. I want to see if I can use this to do something for myself, probably to change career from being a chemist working in the lab into the programming world, really, because I think that being able to basically when you can program, you basically have an unlimited, your imagination is the limit to what you can do. You just can, look at websites. They have basic structure, but they look absolutely different. There's just almost a limited way you can arrange your site, build it the way and when you go to the programming aspect, when you can build actually programs, software that do stuff, that is, your imagination is your limit. And I really like that kind of stuff. Now, this channel, I started it for freedom, to basically talk to myself, because I like, instead of talking to myself alone, I decided to start this to voice my mind out about freedom. But now I am mixing it up with my programming stuff, and I don't know how people are taking it. So far, I have had more than 3,000 downloads. 3,000. That is a record for me. My YouTube, I don't think my YouTube has a total of 3,000 downloads or listens. But yeah, this is amazing. This is a record for me, and I so much appreciate you guys. I hope you are getting value to what I'm saying. So I know people are out there listening to my podcast. So I would really like to hear from you if you think I should combine the two, like update you on my journey as I learn how to program. I think that might work. As I teach myself to program, or I should separate the two different channels. Because right now I don't know. Both have pros and cons. I'm not 100% sure. But my mind is telling me I should separate it. That's what my mind is telling me. Like 55-45. So, yeah. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you get the analogy. Now, if you don't think my analogy rhymes or depicts what CSS and HTML are, please do let me know so I can appropriately correct myself. By the way, CSS means cascading style sheet. HTML means hypertext markup language. I believe that's what it is. All right. I will go. Thank you very much again, and I will talk to you soon.